up.
Chainsaw.
Aaron, shut
What?
up.
What?
That's so annoying. God, that's so annoying. Just like this movie. We watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We watched it so you don't have to. So you know what time it is. All right, welcome. What's up, Moongoons? Welcome to the Horrible Horror Podcast, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. Movies so bad they're scary. I'm your wonderful host, Marshall.
Someone
Hampton.
thinks very highly of himself. I'm your wonderful host.
And that's my. Never mind.
Dude, dig, baby. Come on. I mean, I don't give a shit.
Excuse me.
If you notice Marshall coughing here, the reason we're a little late this week is because Marshall was sick the last week.
Yeah, I've been really sick. I'm getting over, I don't know what. But anyway.
COVID part 2.
That's Aaron Southworth, my host. You know him, you love him. We're a little behind this month because I don't know, we've all been under the weather.
I actually been okay. But you and Cincinnati Jeff from the Here Comes the Spooky podcast, check them out. They're awesome. Both you guys have been sick.
Yeah.
Both you guys have been really sick.
Yeah, I'm on the upswing. I think he's still feeling a bit weird.
Get better soon, Cincinnati.
I don't know what happened to us, but
because we've had an event planned that keeps getting pushed back because of sickness.
I guess it comes from now on, and I am never ever going to pre-announce a future episode at the end of an episode again, because every time I do, every single time I think I've done that, it gets canceled or pushed back or something happens. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, we have a Jeopardy episode coming up where it's going to be.
We were supposed to do it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's going to be Nachos McWerewolf, Cincinnati Jeff from the Here Comes the Spooky podcast. They're cool. Check them out, and myself.
Yes.
And Marshall will be Alex Trebek.
Yeah.
If you will, and we'll do Jeopardy questions based on horrible horror movies. That'll be fucking cool.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time working on this. I've been so excited to do it, and it just keeps getting pushed back. But it is coming. It is coming. Everything's ready to go. We're just trying to get Cincinnati and everybody healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, that's much more important. And plus, I don't want to get fucking whatever that shit you guys got. I don't want to take that home.
Yeah. So this week, we're kind of combining a few things because it's that time of the year. So first off, like you heard from the intro, we are going to do not a full breakdown normal episode of the movie, but we are going to do a discussion on the new Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Because it's hot.
Yeah.
It
was.
It was.
We're a little behind, but again, this was supposed to happen a few weeks ago and we were sick. So we're going to just have this kind of a round table kind of discussion about it. We're not going to go like full length like we do with normal episode, but we're just
going to give you the tip. We're not going to go balls deep.
Yeah. But we're also in this episode, we're going to be announcing this year's Hall of Fame inductees.
What?
What? Yep.
That's weird. I wasn't even drinking anything, and I did a spit take.
Because that's time of year. Normally, honestly, I probably would have waited another few weeks till the WrestleMania episodes when I think we did it, but I said, fuck it, we'll do it now.
It is March.
It's
the March Movie Madness Macabre Motherfucking Tournament of Awfulness.
Yeah, that's the new official title.
I like it better.
But yes, we are doing our bracketology for the Horrible Horror March Movie Madness Tournament of Awfulness. We're getting that started. It's my favorite time of the year. So we will be breaking down all of last year's movies, getting them into our bracket, getting it set up, and we will get that up and going. And you guys can start voting on which movie is the worst of the worst for this year, and we will crown our worst of the worst champion when this is all said and done. So I'm excited for that. So all that's coming up in this episode. But before we get to any of that, we got to do our corporate shell out moment. So here comes our sponsorship.
Where's my money? You gonna give me my money? Where's my money, man? Where's the money?
Jesus.
Yeah, you like that? That feel good? That feel good?
Yeah, Manscaped, give us money.
Where's my money, man? Where's my money?
All right. All right, yes. As you know now, we are partnered with Manscaped, which will brings you the best in male enhanced male grooming.
I like how you saved it there because I was like, male enhancement. They got boner pills now. Sign me up. Take my money. Maybe that just got you a new product there, Manscaped.
Yeah. Sign me up for that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. No, they are the leaders in male enhanced grooming. As you well know, we've talked about their the performance package and the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, which has been awesome. But not only do they just have grooming for the waist, they are now a full male hygiene. They have a whole line of this great shower products and hygiene products. They just launched their ultra premium collection, which includes oh Jesus Christ, the deodorant. It's got the deodorant. It's not for your balls, it's for your armpits. It's also got the hydrating body moisturizer, so if you have any kind of tattoos or issues with dry skin, this is perfect for you. It's got a body wash for you to lather up in the shower with infused with aloe vera and sea salt. It's a shower gel. They also have a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Which,
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that because it's like I mean, I've always bought like the Pert Plus bullshit at like Walmart for like 99 cents or whatever it was, back in the day. It's like, my hair would be clean but kind of just crappy feeling. This is fucking luxurious, man. And plus it smells good. Yeah. And the body wash and the deodorant, same smell. So it's like you got it all like combined. You got the boom, 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 triple hit right combo. There. The combo. Yeah, combo. Yeah, man, it's nice. I mean, it's I'm pretty impressed. I have the shampoo as well, the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. And also with the premium collection, if you get all that, plus you get the free gift, which is a 3-pack of their lip balm, which is made with such vitamin E, peppermint, eucalyptus oil to keep those chappers moist. I left it at home, and my lips are so fucking sore because I've been drinking a lot this weekend, and like I'm pretty dehydrated. I haven't used it, and I'm really, really suffering. So I need to get back on that shit. Yeah. So I left it at home. It's right next to my keys. For some reason, I left it.
That's 4 products in one right there, guys. Plus the gift when you get the Ultimate Premium Collection. To get it, just go to manscaped.com, select it, order, and then at checkout, enter promo code MOONGOON. MOONGOON, that's MOONGOON, and that gets you a fat 20% off your entire order, plus the free shipping. It's a huge deal. It's a great savings. Highly recommended. We have started using these products and actually become real fans of theirs, and that's not just lip service. I mean, the products really have been really impressive, and I do highly recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. I'm sure this sponsorship will be long relationship, but in case we ever, part ways, I'll still be a fan.
In case you ever drop us for whatever reason.
Oh no, because our Moon Goons are gonna back us up, baby. They're gonna
back us up. Yeah,
dude, just buy something. Use Moon Goon at checkout from manscaped.com, get 20% off. You take care of yourself.
There you go.
Ladies, do it too. Ladies, you can shave that bush with the Lawnmower 4.0.
Or get it for your guys. Give your guy a hint. Say, hey, here's a subtle, not so subtle hint, but trim that shit up.
Don't be so suburban. Gender is over. Everyone's fluid now. Shave your vaginas or whatever you want to call it now.
Whatever you want to call it. All right, anyway, let's just move on.
It's called vagina.
Yeah. Well, there's our shelf for that.
It's official. We're done. In the books.
In the books. All right. So we're gonna start with our.
Oh, you know what? Really quick. Okay. I just want to give a quick shout out to a fellow horror podcast. Really quick. It is the Spooky Tuesday.
Yes, the
podcast.
Spooky Tuesday podcast.
Yeah. Well,
these gals.
It's 3 gals. And they know their horror stuff. They're pretty fun. They're pretty funny. They contacted us on Instagram. We had a nice chat and stuff, and it's like kind of a little scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and it's cool. I listen to their stuff. It's fun. Yeah, so check them out. They do release every Tuesday. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty nice trio of gals who know their shit.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about we might reach out to them, maybe
do a collaboration.
So unfortunately, it'd be like a Zoom. We have to. So that would be a pain in the butt, but it could be fun.
Well, I gotta say they do a fucking fantastic job because they have there's 3 of them. The 2 of them are in L.A. and one's in Alabama.
Yeah,
but they slay it. They sound good. They don't have any like skipping. I know when we did their pandemic episodes, we had some episodes were fine, some episodes were shitty. Yeah, because of the connection issues.
Yeah, exactly.
But they got it fucking nailed down.
Yeah, we might talk to them about that, but figure
Tell
out.
us your secret.
But yeah, I'm kind of thinking like it'd be kind of cool to have some a little cross promo there with them and have some more get some more female input on the show.
So check them out. Yeah, we do need some more vaginas.
Need more vaginas on the show.
That's probably why they haven't been on us, because we say shit like that.
Yep. All right, so let's rev this up. All right, so Netflix, everybody probably knows that back in February, Netflix came out with the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. It got very polarizing very quick. People loved it, you hated it, but it got a lot more hate, I think, than love.
Yeah, I think
at least, of course, it's the internet, so always people who hate it are always the loudest ones shouting out. So they seem to be the
negativity sells on the internet.
Yeah, so it seems to be makes you think that that's the majority. Yeah, because you hear more people complaining about than praising it.
Yeah, good point.
So of course we're gonna watch it and check it out. A little background information before we do for those who haven't seen it yet for some reason. It's directed by David Blue Garcia. This is only his second directing job.
Really?
Yeah, his first was some movie like Torhina or something. I don't know. I've never heard of it. I don't know. It's probably a foreign thing. I don't even know if it's a horror movie. This is only his second directing credit. It's written by Chris Thomas Devlin. This is his first writing credit. First thing he's credited for writing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but he also wrote. There's 2 other people that helped write. Fede Alvarez. He's got 9 writing credits, including the Evil Dead remake.
Nice, that is good. I do like the Evil Dead remake.
The Girl in the Spider's Web, and then Don't Breathe 1 and 2. He wrote those, and then Rodo Sayegius.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. 7 credits. He also worked with Fede Alvarez on Evil Dead remake and Don't Breathe 1 and 2. So those 2 collaborated before. So those 3 people are responsible basically for writing this movie.
It's a lot of cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. Especially with one, this is his first ever writing credit. Yeah. The cast, there's not a whole lot of name recognition here. Some of our main girls, Lila is played by Elise Fisher. Her voice might be more recognizable to people than her face, because she's the voice of Agnes in all the Despicable Me movies and all their spinoffs.
Okay, I've never seen them, but I know they're really popular.
Yeah, she's been in the Axe Murders of Villisca. She was in Castle Rock, and she does a voice in the newest Addams Family animated movie. She did a voice in that as well. Melody is played by Sarah Yarkin. She appeared in American Horror Story back in 2017. I forget what season that would have been. I don't know. That might have been summer camp, or I don't know if that was summer camp or the one before that. It doesn't matter. And then she was also in Happy Death Day to You are the only 2 things I've recognized.
Oh, okay, right on.
Leatherface is played by Mark Burnham. He's got 30 credits, but nothing I've ever fucking heard of. And then we have Richter's played by Mo Dunford. He's got 35 credits. Most notably, though, is his run of 36 episodes over 4 years as Aethelwulf on Vikings.
Oh, cool.
So he was on that. Sally is played by Owen Fiori. I know, some weird French
That's
thing.
it.
Yep.
Just have confidence in your mistake. Yeah. Just say it with so much confidence, it just goes right through it.
This is not the same girl who played the original Sally in 1974.
Really?
Yeah, that was Marilyn Burns. Marilyn Burns, though, she was in Helter Skelter miniseries Eaten Alive and made appearances in the 1994 Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation and in the 2013 Texas Chainsaw. But she did die back in 2014, which is probably why she's obviously not in this one. But
yep,
they didn't do the old Carrie Fisher CGI her in technique.
Yeah.
And then another fun fact that the narrator in the movie is John Larroquette.
Yes!
Who is also the narrator in the original 1974 film and the 2003 remake.
Who is my favorite lawyer in the great city of New York.
Favorite prosecutor everywhere.
Dan Fielding.
From
Night Court.
Love
so fucking great.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Love Larroquette.
Yeah. And then he was also on the John Larroquette Show, which was based in St. Louis. That was it went on for like 3 or 4 seasons.
Wait, shut your mouth. John Larroquette was on the John Larroquette Show?
Based in St. Louis.
Fuck.
Yes. And it was good. It wasn't bad. It was like he operated a bus station or something like that. It was really weird, but like it was pretty well done.
That's really about all the cast I'm going to go into. I mean, just like I said, we're not doing a full-on regular episode. But, so, this one, basically, it's like they just kind of ripped off Halloween 2018. Or Halloween Kill. Yeah, 2018.
I don't know if I could necessarily agree with that. Of course, anytime you're resurrecting a giant franchise, especially from the 70s, which both of these are.
Yeah.
Now, Texas was first to their credit. It's going to get, kind of the, hey, you're jocking Halloween.
It's more the fact that because the Halloween remake came out first, but it's the fact that it's doing something, it seems very similar, that it seems to kind of bypass and retcon or just get rid of all the other sequels, everything else that's happened except for the first one.
Such a fucking convoluted mess.
We're going to try to talk about a little bit of that, but yeah, it basically says everything after the original, just get rid of it. And like none of it happened, just like in Halloween.
Yeah.
And
I got to tell you, I'm okay with that. I'm very much okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, because of the weirdness of this series, I'm okay with it too for the most part.
Especially Texas Chainsaw, because the sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I mean, it was all tongue in cheek. They were having fun. They were being silly. Like even though the cover is it has the family portrait as like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
So I mean, right off the bat, they're showing it's like, hey, we're gonna be fast and loose and having fun. And it's a fucking weird, wild ride. Dennis Hopper, man, we should talk about that sometime.
So right off the bat, that's kind of I don't know if that's where maybe some people already are off, like I don't like it, or already giving it a discredit.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, because obviously I haven't really talked to all the people who hate it, but
it'd be a lot of people.
Yeah, it would be a lot of people. So yeah, I mean, it picks up basically 50 years after the first events of the first movie. And our main girl, Sally, who is the sole survivor, has basically become a Texas Ranger.
Right? Yeah, she's like a female Chuck Norris.
Basically, she's a female Chuck Norris.
And she's like when they introduce her later on in the movie, like she doesn't come up until like the second act, really. And she's slaughtering a hog.
Yeah.
I mean, in a really gruesome manner, like it's still alive and kicking, and like, I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, what is Leatherface doing? Oh, that's our heroine. Oh, it's the person we're supposed to be rooting for? Shit. It's dark.
But again, that's another comparison you make to Halloween, because, and I've seen online people call her Sally Lee Strode or something like that, because it's just doing the same thing they did with Laurie Strode, like, oh, let's bring back Laurie Strode as this badass sole survivor who's gonna come back and save the day, and you can't really deny that. I mean, it is
absolutely
exactly ripped off from the Halloween. So again, there's points there for not being original, and I gotta say, I'm leaning on the side where I don't like it. I think if you wanted to bring her back, I think there's other ways you could have brought her back. Don't be a badass Texas Ranger she could have been
smoking Marlboro Reds.
Yeah, she could have been like more traumatized. She could have been just maybe somebody instead of being a ranger trying to hunt, living in solitude, just trying to survive and be fearful. So I don't know,
or more of a tactician.
Yeah,
because she's a shit kicker. I mean, and that's what Laurie Strode was in Halloween. She was a shit kicking tough girl, right?
But very tactical too. I mean, she had a fucking basement of doom.
Yes,
like
she did.
Doomsday prepper.
She did. But this gal is just all just force. Yeah. Now she had I mean, I don't know exactly. I'd have to sit down and break it down, but I think if you did some more, maybe she's smart, maybe she's more intelligent, maybe she has more tactical ways of going about this, using using psychological techniques, things like that. Maybe it could be like, you could just spruce it up a little bit, other than just being kind of like the obvious gimme of, I'm going to kick some ass, bang, bang.
Yeah, we're putting in some denim jeans, denim shirt, cowboy hat, and a bag full of shotguns. Bang, 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 Texas, woohoo!
Yeah.
I didn't care for it. Like, it was too... Yeah, I don't know. And the fact that you didn't see, there was no, like, build up or explanation as to, like, really her becoming a badass. They briefly said, like, oh, she became Ranger and spent, like, her career trying to hunt down Leatherface.
Yeah.
But could never find him. Like, well, because he wears a mask. Hard to find somebody who wears a mask. You don't know what he looks like.
And I gotta say also, the Laurie Strode character carries so much more weight.
Yeah.
So much more weight than Sally.
Yeah.
And the reason is, I mean, even if you do discount all the other stuff, the thing is, it's already ingrained in the culture. I mean, people who've seen the Halloween movies know Laurie Strode is in number 1, number 2.
Yeah.
She's talked about in number 4. She comes back in H2O, and then she's in Resurrection.
She's also in briefly, in all these. Yeah.
She's consistent throughout the series in some way, shape, or form.
And even the name Strode, even like Jamie, her daughter, and
exactly.
Like the Strode name has been there.
It carries so much more weight than the Sally character.
Yeah, because honestly, until this remake, and I started watching this again, I couldn't have told you who Sally was. I wouldn't like, oh yeah, that's her name. Because she never, in all the other sequels, she's never referenced. She never comes back. She's not an ongoing character or even in the same universe anymore.
Exactly.
So it's like, who cares? Like,
right.
I don't care about Sally.
Exactly.
I just don't. There's nothing that pulls me to that character.
So when she comes back as a badass, it's like, okay.
It could be anybody.
Yes.
It could just be anybody.
Yes.
It didn't have to be Sally.
It could be anyone who was traumatized by Leatherface.
It could have just been a regular cop in the town who's been trying to solve the case this whole time, but
couldn't forgive themselves for letting those kids die 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the timeline for a second here.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ. It gets so messed up. There's times when it's like, these crimes were committed 30 years ago. These crimes were committed 40 years ago. And then they have Sally sitting in her truck goes, I've been hunting them for 50 years. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how many, like, you're making me do math. I don't want to do math. I know, like, pick a fucking decade. You know, it's a 30 years, 40 years, or 50 years. Because if it's 50 years... that means, let's say Leatherface was 20 years old.
I know.
When he started his killing. He'd be 70 years old.
Yeah. And 70. That's another major issue I had with this movie, is the age of Leatherface.
The timeline. The time is just so fucking old.
Yeah. He's, at minimum, in the first movie. I mean, he's clearly in his 20s, maybe even 30s in that
Gunnar
first movie.
Hansen was 26
okay.
when he played Leatherface in the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right.
So let's just say 26.
26. All right.
So he'd be 76 years old.
And the guy moves like he's like in his 30s still. Like, yeah, there's no way.
Like a fit guy in his 30s, too.
And he's a big guy. And I will say, the person that plays Leatherface did a fine job. He's big, he's imposing, he's
bulky,
bulky. Great. But if he'd be in his mid to late 70s, no way is he running around doing all this shit.
And I wouldn't mind it too much, excuse me, if they would have prefaced it like he's an anomaly. There's something different about this guy.
We're going to talk about that for sure.
because he fucking is.
Yeah, again, so he's a 70-something-year-old man in this movie. He would have to be living in an orphanage for some reason. Which, again, I don't understand that at all. I
didn't even think about that. But he was fucking 26 years old.
Why is he in an orphanage? He's an adult.
Exactly.
He's going to be in an orphanage. So, okay, let's backtrack here. So the whole premise is this group of fucking millennials or Gen Zers or whatever, these fucking obnoxious douches.
Anyone that's younger than us sucks.
No, these characters are terrible though.
They are, yeah. I mean, I think that's by design.
And it's first of all, this whole premise is bullshit because there's no way a bunch of like 22-year-olds are gonna have the fucking money to buy a town. Yeah. That's the premise. A group of 20 young 20-somethings buy a fucking town in Texas to turn it into their new Wokenville, utopia for all your 20-something woke douchery.
Now, the only thing I can... Okay, so you hear about these towns that are completely abandoned, and you hear about these Italian villages that are selling these, for $1 you can buy a property and help bring life back to it. So I didn't mind that premise so much. What I don't like is that it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. And
guess what? I can if you tell me there's a fantastic restaurant and all this cool stuff, but it's a 30-40 mile drive outside of like Austin, Texas or something, I'd be like, fuck no.
Yeah.
I can go get some good shit here in Austin. I'm here because that's the whole thing. It's like they were like Austin chefs, and they had like a good following. They had social media, so that's fine. Celebrity chefs, and but no one's gonna fucking go that far to go to get some sushi or something.
Okay, I guess part of that problem is one, they're saying, well, they're not going just for the restaurant. They're going here to live. They're bringing people to live, move here, but also the fact that, to your point, it's not just a 30-minute drive. It's the one girl, Lily, says it's a 7-hour drive.
Ugh.
7 hours.
No one's gonna do
Where
it.
the fuck in Texas are they? Like,
Texas is.
I know it's
big.
huge, but 7 hours to get that's like driving across the entire fucking state. Maybe even more. Like 7 hours.
Texas is pretty fucking big.
I know, but it takes about 5 hours to get from St. Louis to Chicago. And I mean, so if you're outside Austin or Dallas or wherever they are, I think it's more Austin here. 7 hours? Like, yeah, I'm not a Texas geography expert, but where the fuck is this town then?
It's very much in the middle of nowhere. They really beat you about the head and shoulders how in the middle of nowhere it is, which is fine. But no one's gonna fucking no hipster's gonna fucking go that far into the middle of nowhere to do their thing.
Yeah, they ain't gonna have their fucking Wi-Fi service out there. They're not gonna have their fucking barista coffee shop
right?
Bullshit.
It would all you have to build it from the ground up.
And they ain't handyman. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And to be fair, I mean, it's already done. It's already done in the big cities, in the suburbs and stuff. It's like to rebuild it as this utopia. It just seems really lame. Yeah, kind of a lame reason. It's a lame reason to get all these folks out there.
Yeah, I'd almost believe it more if they were older. If they were, seriously, if they were like in their 40s, 50s, and they were all like maybe a corporation, or not even hippies, but like if it was a corporation, hey, we're gonna buy this town and we're gonna build into like, I'm not gonna say like a Disney World, but there's some kind of corporate structure planning, big. We're gonna turn this into a resort. We're gonna turn this into some kind of community.
Perfect.
They have the experience. They have the financial backing. They have the know-how. That makes more sense than a bunch of fucking 22-year-olds saying we're gonna buy a town and turn it into a fucking woke utopia.
State Farm Insurance has their corporate headquarters in Bloomington/Normal, Illinois, which is a small town, a little speck on the map. Yeah. But there's over 100,000 people there because guess what? Like you said. Not only the colleges, but also a corporate headquarters. Yeah. And they put a whole bunch of shit in there, and it's
yeah, or like Google, like our new Google headquarters is gonna be here, and we're gonna expand and blow this area up, and it gives us that would make more sense than this very thin plot line here, which I hated. So beyond that, so that's the premise is why these people come here. So, but they come here. And then they find the whole thing is the black guy gets pissed off when they see an old Confederate flag hanging on a building.
Well, he's worried because these investors are coming. These people are going to, they're all wokenistas.
Yeah.
And they're going to see a Confederate flag, and he's like, shit, get that shit down.
Yeah.
Which is understandable.
But I'm saying that's what
that's the catalyst.
That's the catalyst. So they go to this building and go in and thinking it's abandoned.
Right, because they've been told that everyone's gone.
All the deeds.
Everything's gone. Everyone's gone.
Except for Richter, who is the, I guess, contractor or guy who's basically the local handyman who's going to do all the work or some shit. Which I find hilarious that one man is going to rebuild a whole town by himself. But anyway, I like Richter. Richter was cool. So they go in and they find that this old lady is still living there. She's the head of the orphanage.
Yeah, and she's fucked up.
She's messed up. She's on oxygen. She has health issues.
Kind of seems fucking Looney Tunes.
Yeah. But
she probably eats beans.
And they try to basically, hey, you shouldn't be here. We have the deed. And spoiler, nope, they're wrong. They never did have the deed.
Yeah, she's like, no, I got it. You know.
But she ends up getting messed up and having to be carted off an ambulance before they get that far.
She has like a heart attack or something like because the police because the guy's like, no, get the fuck out. The cops come and it's like, we told you to get out of here weeks ago. Why are you still here, Ethel or whatever fucking name
Mary
is?
Or I don't know.
And
whatever.
then we see Leatherface. He shows up.
Yeah, he comes. He lives. Like I said, this is an orphanage. So we have a 70-something-year-old man, an old orphanage. And he stands at the top of the stairs. He's like, oh, and the old lady's like, it's okay, go back to your room, it's all right. And then she has this cardiac arrest, and he carries her out to the ambulance, gets in with her, and they drive off.
How old would you say she is?
That's the thing. Like, she's probably younger than he is.
So that's like, if she runs this orphanage, whenever Leatherface showed up, they'd be about the same age.
At least, maybe. Yeah.
You think they were?
I highly doubt it, but that would be weird. But yeah, that's why I don't understand. Like, I don't understand the fact that why is he in an orphanage? Why is he there? Because they cut out so much of the backstory. They don't answer anything from because at the end of the first movie, the original, from what I remember, obviously Leatherface lives. The only one I remember dying was the crazy hitchhiker. The guy was the hitchhiker who gets run over by a truck.
Slices his hand over, yeah.
Runs over by a truck. But then the old man who ran like the gas station or bait shop, he still lived. Grandpa was still in the house. So there were relatives there, and he still lives in this house. So why all of a sudden then is...
Well, they kind of hint toward that towards the end of the movie.
You maybe have to refresh my mind then, but...
the post-credits. The post-credits.
Well... Yeah, in the post credits, we see him. He walks back to the farmhouse.
Correct.
He goes back to the house. Fine. So why wasn't he there the whole time?
Right. Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Or
I guess we'll find out. But
if they make another one,
right? And I'm sure they will because this was a hit. People watched it, even though they weren't happy. But yeah, they'll still watch it.
I just don't understand it. Like I don't. Why is he an orphanage? And that's nothing about the.
And it feels like this could have been solved so easy if she just would have been like, oh, go back to sleep, go back to your room, and then she can just kind of break down. It's like, he's here, kind of have the same questions you have. Why is that guy about the same age as you at this orphanage? It's like, well, he had, I took him in as a special thing, as a special favor. He's got some problems, but I'm the only one that can keep him, and I've been keeping him happy and in control and blah blah for 50 years.
Does she know she has to know he's Leatherface.
Yeah.
So she's actively harboring a insane psychopathic cannibalistic killer. Why? Like that's the other thing. What is their relationship? She's not as far as we are aware, they are not actually
they were doing it.
Maybe.
They were getting it on.
Maybe because we don't know if they're
I'm the only one that can keep them calm with this puss.
What is their relationship? Because why would she be harboring this monster of a man who's such a violent, bloody cannibal all these years? There's no reason that explains this ever.
Yeah.
And that's another glaring hole that I wish would have been answered. Just something to explain that. Because they hide his goddamn chainsaw in a wall of her bedroom. Like, first of all, who did that? Who broke down the wall, rebuilt the wall, and put the chainsaw inside to hide it?
Wrapped it up nicely, kept it in good shape.
This took work. And,
right.
Did she do it? Because I don't think Leatherface is a very handy carpenter.
He's more of a demolition guy.
He's more of a demolition expert, butcher than a carpenter, a builder. That doesn't make any sense. There's so many plot holes.
Yeah.
I don't... when we go back to looking again, even though they kind of disregard all the other I almost said Halloween,
Texas
Chainsaw movies, in all the ones which this is again, I'd like to have a conversation with Cincinnati Jeff about this. He might know more, nachos, but in each movie, because last night I did like a little mini marathon. I started watching a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But for each movie, there's a fucking family of crazies.
Yeah.
Where do all these relatives come from? And they're not the same people from movie to movie. Like in the first movie, there was no Crop Top wasn't there. There all these people. Chop Top, maybe. Yeah, he wasn't there. He might have been in 3, which I watched, but I don't know if that's somebody else or not.
I don't think so.
That's supposed to be a different Chop Top. I don't know, but there's somebody else with like a little wooden hanger hand. like there's all these family members that are somehow come out of the woodwork in each of these movies that relate to Leatherface, but then you never see them again or the reference. Like, where did all these family members go? That he's not living with them, that he's living in an orphanage. And if they're the ones who got caught by the police, let's say, how the fuck did this stupid one, who basically he's supposed to be like, kind of retarded.
He's got like, he's got some major
issues. How is he
health,
the one
that
goes uncaught when everybody else it makes zero sense. Like, I don't understand it. I wish there was more continuity to this lore, to these stories that keep everything together, these timelines. All right, so anyway, let's move on. So basically, the orphanage lady dies of a heart attack in the back of a police van. She has a
cardiac event. The cops put her in the back of the van to take her to the hospital because they don't have an ambulance anywhere near, and the hospital's so fucking far away because they're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
7 hours or wherever the fuck.
So Leatherface gets in the van with the 2 cops and one of the hipster chicks.
Yeah.
Why she goes with him, I don't know.
I don't know why she goes either. Like, they're like, I guess the work is, well, we need to keep on. Like, well, you really don't. Like,
right.
They'll let you know what happens to her.
Exactly.
There's no reason really.
There's really no reason for her to go.
For the blonde girl to go with them at all. That's dumb number one. I don't know number one, but we're way past more than that.
Let's just not keep count.
Yeah. So anyway, old lady dies in the van. That triggers Leatherface. Yeah. So he goes. That's where he starts the murder streak. First kill is awesome.
Kinda.
I mean,
I had such a hard time with it though.
I mean, when you break
visually cool.
Yes,
visually very cool.
Visually cool. Realistically, I don't know how it happens. But he basically snaps this cop's arm in half, and the bone
are sticking out.
And then he turns it and stabs him with his own bones.
With his own forearm bones. And I'm just like, I laughed out loud. I laughed out loud when that happened because it does look really cool.
When I first, I was like, "Oh snap!" Literally snap, but because it looks great. It does look good.
Yeah,
that's the one thing this movie has going for that is one of its saving graces is the special effect and gore effects. They did not skimp on those.
No,
they are
didn't.
Through the roof. There's some really great. That's about its one redeeming factor. Well, I'll say that right now.
Oh man, but when that happened, I was like, "Ah!" So he kills the one cop with the forearm bones through the neck.
Yeah.
And then I guess a gun goes off. What
the
happens?
The cop who gets stabbed pulled his gun out to try to shoot, but Leatherface pins his arm above his head, and then I guess they hit a bump or when they struggle. The gun goes off, shoots the sheriff who's driving in the neck, causes them to run off the road and run into like a giant piece of farming equipment. Into a sunflower field, and they crash into like a piece of farming equipment or something like that, where they all crash. So basically then Leatherface, the girl passes out in the crash. She gets knocked out. She comes to, finds Leatherface she's still trapped in the van. Leatherface has drugged the mom out and is carving her face off with a shard of glass or something like that. So that was another thing. Like in the other movies, like why would he the one person he loved? Like, I guess in a weird way, because he wanted to keep her with her. Yeah. But in all the other movies, the faces he wore were not of people, were of his victims, not of people that he loved. Yeah. Which I thought was another odd fucking decision.
I didn't mind. Because I thought, okay, he wants to live on through her. So he's got some major issues.
Right. It's just again, very different from what we've seen in the previous movie. All the others, they've been his victims, not a loved one. This one, he's taking the one person he loves, her face, which then brings us to the mask. Even though, yes, it's an old lady mask, it looks terrible.
I think it looked terrible. But it didn't look like an old lady. It just looked like a...
Once it's on his face, it does not look like an old lady anymore.
How does he keep it on his face?
That's nothing. He never has straps or strings. He just sticks it on and like sticks like magic. I guess like the blood or something, like muscle, it sticks to his. But yeah, that should not be sticking to his face.
No, it'd be awesome if you like staple it on.
Yeah, it is something. Staple it on. That would have been great. Yeah, but there's the mask should not be staying on him at all. One and two. It looks terrible in my opinion. It does not. It's the least scary of the Leatherface masks that I remember seeing.
I didn't hate it.
It just looked droopy and runny, and it didn't. It's like,
Well, I mean, it would though. You know?
I mean, I get that, but it just, I don't know. I didn't care for it as much as I've seen other.
Yeah. Cool.
Other
Fair enough.
masks. That's just my.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so sheriff's still alive. He kills the sheriff with the lady's oxygen tank, brains him to death.
Pretty cool. I think the effect, even like, correct me if I'm wrong, when he brains him with it, doesn't like blood hit the camera like when you're watching? It's like,
I think so.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I kind of like that.
And then he kills the blonde girl who's trying to play dead for a bit.
She does a pretty good job playing dead, but then he comes around.
She tries to cross the driver's way, and she looks back, and he's at the passenger side, like, "Gotcha, bitch!"
Yeah,
and she's like, "Oh fuck!" And he guts her with like a pair of shears or something. Guts open her stomach. The one thing I liked about this kill, and it's probably one of my favorite parts of the movie because it hit me hard because like, oh god, it sucked. And I've never really seen it before in horror, but that single tear that runs down her face as she dies, after he guts her, and she starts dying, and you see this tear run down her cheek, and that hit me. I was like, oh god, because that to me that was terrifying. Because then put yourself in that situation, like be in that situation, and like no, and have that tear. Like I don't know why I connect with that, but it terrified me in the way to the point where it wasn't scary, but like it hit hard. Like I could almost sympathize and like that.
Wow, it gave you the feels.
It did. It gave me the feels. So I'll give him that. That because I've never seen that in all these. You don't really see that before. But this single tear goes right down her cheek, and as she dies, I'm like, god damn.
Marshall does have a heart.
Yeah. So
your cold black heart actually pumped a few pumps.
Yep. But anyway, she's dead, and which sucks because she was the least annoying of all the characters. She had the least amount to do.
She said the least, so it's by default she was the least annoying.
So anyway, Leatherface walks back all the way back to town.
We don't know how far they got.
We don't know how far they got.
Who cares?
So by this point, I'm not sure. They're I think there's auctioning off buildings.
Yeah, the bus comes full of investors, all young, hip, wealthy people from who fucking knows where.
I want to know how all these 22-year-olds got rich.
Bitcoin, I don't know. But yeah, they all show up, and it's literally a bus full.
Yeah,
it's a bus full of young hip investors. They go back, and you got to take it because it's been a while since I watched it. It's been like a couple weeks.
I watched it last night to freshen up on it.
I thought about doing it, but I was just like, man.
And I might not get this all right. Like I said, we're not doing this exact play by play. But so basically, they're auctioning off the buildings at this point. And I think Lila, she's not, I don't want to be here. She wanders off. She ends up going and talks to Richter.
Yeah, and we find out that she is the survivor of a high school shooting.
Which I thought was kind of ballsy to put in a movie. Like, that's okay, really?
Yeah.
Like, we're featuring school shootings now.
Well, it fucking happens.
It does happen, but it's like you don't, it's almost like they...
I kind of liked it. But what I thought was kind of weird is all of a sudden she has this like hard on for a fucking AR-15 that Richter has. She's like, oh, check out this gun. Yeah. And then she's like, it's this weird message. I can't quite get it. It's like the horribleness of guns, but also how fucking cool guns are.
It's a real dichotomy there, a back and forth. Like she's fascinated by it, but she's scared of them too. Because she's traumatized. But yeah. Anyway, so she talks to Richter for a while, and then the sister comes and gets her. Like, get out here,
Richter is right. I mean, when you first meet him, he's carrying a gun on him, open carry.
Yeah.
And they don't know who he is, and they're giving him shit at the gas station. Like, check out this limp dick motherfucker with his gun. It's like so he can hear it.
Yeah,
just like the balls on that bitch.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But so like right off the bat, you're kind of getting this idea that he's this NRA gun nut, yeehaw, bang, bang, bang kind of guy.
Yeah.
They have a heart to heart, and she basically hints that she's a shooting victim. You're like, oh, I was at school, I'm just going to use the word Parkland, I was at Parkland, and he's like, it felt like a moment where it could have been like, I'm a responsible gun owner. It's like, that should never have happened. I'm sorry. And he did say, he's like, I'm sorry that happened. So you kind of get the idea that, yes, he's a rootin' tootin' redneck shooting, but he also has, he's responsible with his guns. He's not, he's sympathetic.
He's also like, he carries it because of like,
hogs,
like
which makes sense.
Yeah, wild hogs that are what's
feral hogs.
Feral, but they're like not indigenous, invasive
yeah,
species.
in Texas, it's a major problem.
Yeah,
Arkansas, it's a major problem. It's actually coming our way too.
Yeah, so that's why he's like, because we have to take them out.
Sure.
So, very reasonable.
And they're fucking big. They get like 300, 500 pounds.
So anyway, yeah, they talk, but then the sister Melody comes and takes her away.
Get away from that redneck.
At this point, they go back to the bus and they get a text message. Because the blonde girl before she dies sends a text message saying the old lady died.
Yeah.
So they check their phones and they see like, oh shit. So Melody and Dante, the black guy, get to like, oh fuck. Richter somehow also finds out. I don't even know how he found out, but he does. I don't know if he overhears them talking about, but he's like, oh, she's died. Well,
that's on you.
Yeah.
It's like, not really.
So he steals their keys. He takes their car keys and the keys to the bus.
Pretty fucked up.
Yeah. And says, basically, until you prove to me that you own the deed and that you didn't like basically kill her by stressing her out, if you show me the deed or have the deed, then you get the keys back and everything's fine. Otherwise, you're basically like he's holding them responsible for her dying from stress or something.
Boo.
Yeah, again, very weak. Very weak.
Didn't like that.
So Dante and Melody go back to the orphanage to look for the deed. And while they're looking around, Leatherface shows he returns at this point, comes in, takes out Dante with a meat cleaver to the face, basically. And he drops dead in like the hallway by the front door. Melody...
And it was kind of cool the way they did it, like the swinging door.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of like the door would swing open and you'd see the violence, and the door would swing back and you hear things, and the door would swing back and you could see more.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
It was cool. Yeah. There's some good cinematography. There's some good camera work here. So Melody's upstairs hiding, I think.
Yeah.
But then, excuse me. How does she get away? She gets away or something.
Well, Richter comes.
Well, Richter doesn't come till later because Dante turns out... Anyway, Dante's not dead. He gets up, he leaves, and he walks past Richter on the street, and Richter's like, what the hell's happened?
Richter's like, hey, you motherfucker, I thought you were going to get... And he's like, oh, shit, you're fucked up.
And again, this is a great effect because Dante turns around, and you see, like, his whole, like, left side of his jaw is, like, barely hanging on, and you see, like, his teeth and his jaw.
He's all
like,
fucked up,
and it looks awesome. Great effect. And Rick's like, oh, shit, here, come, helps him down, but Dante dies.
Yeah. Now... And this is where I had a problem. At this point, Richter knows shit has hit the fan and things are bad.
Yes.
Instead of going back to the hipster people, be like, get the fuck out of here, and giving them their keys.
Yeah.
He just honky-tonks on off.
Yeah.
To take care of it himself. You dumb bastard.
Yeah, he tells this black girl who came with the bus, she doesn't really have a name or anything. She's like, get back to the bus, get ready to load us, get there. And he goes back.
Shit's getting real. No, give her the fucking keys.
Yeah.
Get them. If you really want them to be safe,
that's exactly.
Get them the fuck out of there.
I didn't even think about that. He could. Like, here's the keys,
he had them on his body.
You're right.
He has them right there. All he has to do is be like, okay, shit's getting fucked up. Get out of here. Go be safe. You know. Nope.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
I did not even think about that. Total point right there. Very good. He could have given her the keys. They could have gotten out. They would have all lived.
Yes.
Except for maybe Melody, who I think at this point still is trapped in the house.
I think she is too, yeah.
But, she's hiding in, like, the closet in a room. And Richter comes in. Leatherface was looking around. She gets out of the closet. Then she goes and hides under the bed. At this point, I can't remember if this is where he gets his chainsaw or not. But anyway, Richter comes in. And Leatherface like high on the door, but she tilts the mirror for Richter just in time to see him behind the door.
So just the nick of time, he's able to avoid the hammer. The hammer. He's got the hammer, the handheld sledgehammer, which is from the original. And I'm like, yeah, right, the hammer's back. Hammer time, motherfucker.
Hammer time. So they fight.
Texas Hammer Massacre doesn't have the right ring to it, but yeah.
Right.
And they fight. It's a good fight.
It's a good fight. And God, there's another just sickening moment where Leatherface takes the hammer to Richter's like leg or shin or knee, and the way it bends out, it's like
compound fractured, blood everywhere. But Richter's like fuck it, and just keeps on fighting. I'm like
charges at him. But Leatherface like impales him on a piece of glass.
You know,
and
he was done for after that leg was broken. But I like that he kept on going.
Richter falls to the ground, sees Melody under the bed, and like gets the keys off his belt and kind of starts handing them to her. But then
Leatherface smashes his head,
bludgeons his head in like a fucking
pudding.
Yeah, like Gallagher in a watermelon, man. just bludgeons this guy's head in, and then leaves. And so he goes down to do, I don't know, whatever he's going.
I think he goes to get his chainsaw.
No, he goes to his room. He just goes to his room.
Yeah, I think he's going to get his chainsaw.
No, I think he's already got because the chainsaw was in the wall in the old lady's room, which he was already in. So I think he just goes to his room. He's like, I'm done. I'm going to go sit down.
Well,
because Melody sneaks out and tries to climb over the railing to avoid the squeaky floor. And she jumps onto the stairs, and then she looks up, and he's just right there. It's like, wait, what? How did he get there so ninja quick? Which is another thing. Like, the guy's, like, easy over 300 pounds and, like...
Big dude.
Way over 6 feet to you. Easily, like, 6'4". But I would say easily.
I don't see him being fleet. And he's got boots on.
And he's like, he moves like a fucking ninja. He just, how did he get there so quickly?
Shit annoys me so much.
And
because I have to fucking tiptoe like a goddamn ninja to make sure my daughter doesn't wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
If I'm like trying to get across the room or something, I was like, oh, I gotta tiptoe.
So this is actually pretty brutal too. It looks great. He just does like, again, like a ninja throwing strike. It's like fast like the fucking, I don't know, ninja. Just flings his fucking hand sledgehammer at her chest, hits her right in the chest with it. She goes flying off the stairs, crashes through the floorboards into like the crawl space.
That looked cool.
But she's fine. I'm sorry. That girl should be dead or severely fucked up. At the minimum, her chest plate should be crushed. Think at a sledgehammer at that velocity.
And she's a slight thing.
She's tiny.
Yeah, she's real small.
She would be fucked. But she's like, okay. She doesn't even like get the wind knocked out of her. She's like, all right, I'm moving on.
Like, it surprised me that she went through the floor because she's so small.
Yeah.
You know, like, that must be some shoddy construction. How the fuck does it support goddamn
Yeah,
leather?
he should just...
He just, whoa!
Exactly. So she's now he gets a chainsaw and he starts cutting through the floor trying to get it. She's crawling through the dirt trying to get away from it.
That's cool.
At this point, it's raining. The storms come in. Her sister's looking out for her, hears her scream, and they start breaking through a grate, like a little out that leads to the outside. But Leatherface chainsaw hits the sewer pipe and she gets covered in shit before she crawls out.
A little insult to injury there.
Yeah.
Cover you in shit. Right.
So at this point, two girls, they make it back to the bus. Everybody's on there and they don't know what's going on, but the girl's like freaking out. She gets the keys to the bus driver.
Yeah.
And so, but instead of like, I guess, starting the bus up right away. No, they do. He starts the bus and they start to drive, but the bus driver just stops. Like, I don't remember.
This is where I was confused. He was having trouble getting out, and I get it's an old bus that they repurposed. So it's like an old 1950s bus that they repurposed to be like a hip, cool, like,
party bus.
Like almost like a party bus, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's raining, and it's not like he gets stuck in sludge. It's not like he gets stuck in anything. But if I remember correctly, it's Leatherface, and it looks like he fucking it's like, what did he do? Shoulder it? Did he cut it with the chainsaw? We don't know. All of a sudden, they're not moving, and it's Leatherface is right there.
They're driving down the road, like the middle of the street, which is fine. And they're driving, and he just stopped. To me, he just stopped for nowhere.
I'm pretty sure Leatherface did something, but it's so poorly done and executed. I thought he fucking chainsawed the tire or something.
I did not see that at all.
Yeah, well,
I watched this movie twice, and I don't remember seeing him anywhere near the bus. When
I didn't see it either, but he did something, because I remember it like rattled. They're like, they're like kind of hit the shit. You're like, what was that? Instead of just being like, fuck it, keep going.
Okay, I don't know.
They stopped and got out. And that's
anyway, the bus driver gets out to go look, and after a moment, the severed head comes flying into the bus and lands like on the steps that lead up to the bus, and you see Leatherface come walking from behind, which makes me think, that's fucking bullshit, because he's come from behind. There's no way he could have thrown that head at an angle to get to land. Yeah. He would have been like that Angelina Jolie, like, Wanted movie where they're bending the bullet? Like, he's bending the severed head in
Or
midair.
have you seen those like elite soccer players who can kick
Bend
the
it like
ball,
Beckham?
the ball like the ball flies through the air, but it hooks at it.
Yeah,
like that.
you bend it like Beckham.
Or frisbee, like you throw it at an angle, it's like
Yeah, so basically he does this with a severed
frisbees
head.
his fucking head.
Like
under
I don't.
there.
There's no. It's a completely impossible shot for this to happen based on what you see. Anyway, he throws the head in. Leatherface gets on the bus, and now you have the big. What's supposed to be the funny "you're canceled, bro" moment.
Yeah.
Everybody sits there, gets their cell phones out, and starts taping them. Says, "Try anything, man. You're canceled."
Which is kind of funny. You know, I get what they're going for.
Yeah.
But it's this scene I have some problems with.
But anyway, so yeah, he goes on a massive massacre, kills everybody on the bus with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Just people getting sawed
Everyone's
everywhere.
just running against the wall going, ah!
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say again, the gore effects are great. This
Yeah.
one guy gets sawed nearly in half from the
Yeah.
short on. It looks awesome.
Fantastic.
Arms are flying. Like,
Sure.
Effects are great.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on with your
But there's got to be minimum 30 people on this.
yeah, I could say at least 30.
And he's hacking through all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And no one can escape for some reason. Why are the emergency doors? There's like on a party bus and stuff. There's several emergency. There's some in the ceiling.
They're
there's some on the
supposed to
sides.
be,
There's supposed
but
to be
I will
plenty
say
of
on
them.
this bus, when you see it, there is no rear door like you see on a school
But
bus.
there's
There was
got to
no
be
door.
like an emergency, whatever.
Oh, window. Yeah, there would be
Yeah.
like a window, the pop-out window.
Right.
There
But,
should be
but
something.
so right off the bat, I'm having problems there. 2, there's 30 people. There's one dude with a chainsaw. Yeah, that's fucking scary.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he's hacking one.
29 others that
can get away,
Yeah.
or attack him, or do something, or
if he's hacking one up with a chainsaw, you run by him. You
and
run the other.
they all just kind of like sit there like cattle. Like, I don't even think cattle would sit there that long. They're like, fuck that, I'm walking away. You know. Plus, talk about a cardiovascular event for a 70-year-old man.
Yeah.
Hacking through 30 goddamn hipsters. That's got to be exhausting.
Yeah.
Exhausting, and your chainsaw is working perfectly. Hacking through all this bone and sinew and people.
Let's talk about that for a second. I gotta talk about that. So when he gets the fucking chainsaw, by the way, it's supposed to be the chainsaw from the first movie.
Yes.
And so this is a 50-year-old chainsaw that he starts up with zero fuss. Are you fucking kidding me? In real life, that thing would be old, rusted. It would not work. He would have to completely rebuild this thing. Not to mention the fact that the fuel wouldn't be good. If 50-year-old gas, it wouldn't even work. There's so much bullshit. That chainsaw should be a rusted pile of junk.
I mean, it's not like he was been taking care of it.
Exactly,
Because he
it's
has
in a wall.
He had to hammer down a goddamn wall to get it.
Yeah, it's not like it's just under a hatch. Like he keeps it clean and piled.
Right.
No, it's been sitting in a fucking wall,
Which I wish-
collecting dirt and dust for 50 years.
It would make I get it. It's a cool visual to see him smash it down. It's like, look, I got it back. But no, he should have kept it under his bed, and it's shiny, and it looks like there's meticulous care that he's been giving to it for 50 years.
Yeah.
Just in case he needs to fucking use it again. That would be scarier. In my thought, it's
Yeah.
like he's always had it here, always had it pristine, in perfect working condition, ready to fucking go.
I mean, it's not like he's got to hide it from the old lady orphanage chick, because she knows he's a fucking cannibalistic murderer.
So
she's harboring him.
So that was ugh.
So that was another thing that pissed me off. So anyway, he kills everybody. The black girl, she gets cut in half trying to crawl out the window. Again, great looking effect.
Yep.
The 2 sisters hide in the bathroom, but able to crawl through a skylight and then hop off the bus. Now it gets another really dumbass moment here, because at this point, Sally shows up because she gets, again, the blonde girl before she died, used the radio.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the cop car and called for help, and then the gas station guy got the message related or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so at this point, Sally shows up, and I think she puts the girls in the back, and they're like, drive, we gotta go. But she's like, nope, you're gonna sit here in the back. I'm gonna go fight this guy. You're gonna sit right here.
Yeah.
But Leatherface, here's the thing. After that giant, I guess you're right. It was a workout because he gets tired. Because he goes back to his fucking room. He goes and sits on his bed to have a little breather. He lets the 2 sisters go.
He needs a protein shake. He needs to recharge.
He needs a V8.
He needs like howling too.
Yeah. It's just, I don't understand. He's slaughtered everybody he's seen nonstop, but now he lets these two girls go sit on his bed and does nothing.
Killing hipsters, man, takes it out of you. Like I said,
Also,
he's got to get some fucking
another continuity error here. Again, maybe I'm mistaken, but if so Sally they keep showing this picture from the first movie where they're in the van in the first movie,
Polaroid,
the
yeah.
Polaroid.
Mm-hmm.
But that picture got destroyed. She never kept it.
I don't know.
I watched it.
I don't.
I watched it this morning. So the hitchhiker gets on, takes the picture of them, or at least Frank. But he's like, "Hey, $2. Pay me $2. Good picture." It's like, no, we don't want to pay you. So he takes the picture back and burns it on a piece of tinfoil in the van, and that's when they kick him out of the van. So the picture shouldn't even be around. What picture is this? That's not the picture from the. If that's what they're supposed to be.
I don't care about the picture part so much. That could be any picture.
Anyway, but they keep showing it, and I'm just thinking if it's related to the first movie, that's the picture that you would think.
Well, yeah.
So
That's
anyway,
what they're implying.
Yeah. So anyway, Sally gets her shotgun out and go like, "You two girls sit here. I'm gonna go fight this guy."
Doesn't she say get out of here or drive away?
No, she's like, "You're gonna sit here." She leaves them in her van, her SUV. She goes to find fucking Leatherface sitting in his bed, and she walks in. Leatherface just like ignores her, doesn't even care. She's like, "Hey, it's me." He's like, "I don't know who you are.
I'm putting on makeup."
Yeah, he's just sitting there, and she's just like, "I'm blah blah blah," and she's like writing off names, like, "You know who I am? Know who I am? Say my name." And like, he's like, "I don't know what." He just sits there, and then eventually he stands up, walks past her again, kills everyone he's seen so far. She's sitting there with a shotgun in his face. He just stands up and leaves her be, just leaves her alone, and then decides now's the time he's gonna go back and get the two girls in the SUV. Because he goes back, breaks the window, and starts trying to attack them. But gets stopped when Sally shoots them for the first time. First
gunshot.
With the shotgun. And then causes him to run away.
There's a big chunk of flesh that flies off, too. Like, it's like around the
shoulder. Right shoulder.
Yeah.
So I don't understand, like, why he does nothing. I don't understand why he just goes to his bedroom and does nothing until this. And then, so after shooting Leatherface, Sally states that,
I'm the one that got away.
Yeah, he's like, "You know me, you know my name, Simon." But the problem with this is, for the people, hardcore fans of the first movie, it doesn't make any sense that because one, she never shoots him with a shotgun in the first movie. If this is supposed to like jolt his memory, like, "Oh, this bitch shot me before," that never happens. And then the second problem is, in the first movie, I'm pretty sure Leatherface, none of those character names are ever said. He doesn't hear a single one of these people's names. He doesn't know what they are. He doesn't know them from Mike, Molly, Andy, Raul, or Jesus. He doesn't know any of these names. So how would he know who these people are for his, like, say their name? He doesn't fucking know.
But I did like when she was saying, "I'm the one who got away.
Yeah.
Now you remember me."
Yeah. But otherwise, there's no, he wouldn't know their names ever. So, what am I saying? So anyway, Leatherface runs away. At this point, now she's still like, she gets the girls in the front of the car, and now she's like, "Now get out of here."
Yeah.
And then she goes back off to find Leatherface.
And guess what I would do? See ya.
Yep. I'm out. So, Leatherface basically comes charging out of a dark alley at her. She shoots him. Shoots again with the shotgun. Blam! First one hits him and the chainsaw. So that chainsaw should be toast. Damaged. Should not work. It just got shotgun blast. He gets hit again with a shotgun. So he's taken 3 shotgun blasts to his body. And 2 of them have been like at damn near point blank range. And he's still fine.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Like fine.
Not even stumbles. Doesn't miss a beat. And now he jams the chainsaw right through Sally's heart, right through her chest, lifts her up in the air with the blade. She's getting shredded. She pulls out a knife, stabs him in the stomach still, and then he basically flings her off like you're casting like a fishing line. He just kind of flings her off the chainsaw. She goes flying across the street, lands in a pile of garbage. So now Leatherface has been shot 3 times and stabbed in the stomach with a large knife. Still fine.
Yeah.
Still fine.
Cool.
So at this point, the girls, they're driving the van. They try to ram him, but he throws the chainsaw at the fucking SUV.
Did like this. It was because at this point, because he's been shot 3 times, all this shit's going on. I'm like, my suspension of disbelief is completely gone.
Yeah.
So when he chucks it, I'm like, yeah!
Hits the glass. The girls are swerve. They crash into, I think, Richter's garage or something like that. His mechanic garage. And boom, it's wrecked. They're pinned inside.
I don't know shit about chainsaws.
Yeah.
I don't own one. I don't know anything about them. Do you have to be holding down like a trigger or some sort of ignition to keep it running?
I think so.
Or is there a locking mechanism on it that you don't have to hold it?
Maybe.
Because I'm thinking if you chuck it, it's still going. Wouldn't it turn off? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Maybe different chainsaws are different.
Yeah,
Again, the ones we have, I have like a black handle. You have to hold the handle down.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's a locking mechanism on some of the older ones, but I would think safety reasons probably not.
Yeah, exactly.
I would think for once you let go, like a lawnmower, once you let go of the
trigger
handle, it stops. But no, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's also from the '74. They didn't care about safety as much. They're like, yeah, keep that shit on the whole time.
So again, another thing that happens that makes zero fucking sense based on everything we've seen Leatherface do. And now instead of going to finish off the girls who are trapped in an automobile crash, they're stuck in this thing. He leaves them alone again to go set an ambush up or go hide in a theater. Like, what? He's not like, why would he do this? This is something like you see like old Michael Myers where they'll go stalk around and sneak. Leatherface has never been the stealthy, sneaky one. He's trying to get like, aha, got you from the shadows. He's a fucking bulldozer.
China shop.
Yeah. He should just go in, chainsaw going, kill him right there. But no, he again leaves them alone to go hide in an old theater.
I was thinking that he's injured, and he's like, okay.
You would think so.
I've got time to go, and I need to take care of myself. You know, like they stopped. They're not going to hurt me anymore. I need to go settle down and get my shit together. That's what I thought.
I didn't think that at all.
Okay.
And again, if you want to settle down, go kill him in like the 30 seconds it's going to take you to kill him. Then you can rest all you want. You know, but anyway, so eventually Lila, whatever, she's like, Melly's like, go, get out of here, go. I'll just, whatever. So she leaves.
One chick's like trapped, right?
She's
stuck?
trapped. Yeah.
Like how is she? I don't remember how she.
There's like a piece of like metal or like a rebar or something, like some kind of metal pole like through her leg.
Oh, that's right.
She's impaled through the leg.
Yeah.
So the one sister, she gets out. As she walks out, fucking Sally's still somehow alive. Which is, again, are you kidding me? This bitch who's like close to 80 almost, you know, maybe a few years younger than Leatherface, because let's say she was 18 at the first one. So somehow still alive, but she's like, don't run or you'll never stop running. You have to fight them. Like, easy for you to say, but you're laying there dying from the chainsaw. You're telling me to go fight? Fuck you. I'm out of here.
Exactly.
Well, that worked out for you. Anyway, she's like, so she gives Lila the shotgun.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, let's go. Like, hey, fat kid, my name's Horace.
Right.
Moment. It's her moment. And so she goes to the theater, because I don't know why she knows Leatherface is there, but she goes to the theater to track down Leatherface. And during there, they're talking about, she finds him. Again, he hides, he plants an ambush, and she turns, tries to fire the shotgun at him some more times. I think hits him, maybe. But anyway, they end up fighting, and I don't know why or how, but they fall into this broken part of the floorboard, which has been turned into a flooded pool.
Yes.
Like, which, again, zero sense. I don't get this.
This is Texas.
It's fucking Texas, yeah.
It's like everywhere around, it's like Dust Bowl style Texas.
It's the country. It's the deserty, dry part of Texas.
This isn't Houston where it's all, swampy and
this is West
wet.
Texas.
This is like Dust, like you said, Dust Bowl.
So there's some rain. But first of all, either the amount of rain, it hasn't been rained long enough for this thing to fill feet full
Several
of
feet.
deep.
Yeah.
And the fact that if they're on the first floor, how deep is this fucking pool? Because, okay, maybe if it's 3 feet, 2 feet deep, fine. But when they fall into this thing, they go down.
They're submerged.
Yeah.
Completely
They
submerged.
sink 8 feet down, which again, bullshit. Because there's no way that thing would be that full of water or that deep. It just wouldn't be. But anyway, so they get out. She gets out. She starts crawling for the shotgun. But he gets out, stops her, steps on the gun, and he gets the chainsaw. He's staying over. Looks like shit's dead for her.
Yeah.
But then, wham! All of a sudden, here comes Melody, leaps on his back. She's fighting with him. Lila gets up. Melody gets thrown off. Melody picks up the shotgun, I think. Shoots him again.
Yeah.
I think.
Pretty sure.
Blam, bam! Still find blood. Shoots him again, but blam!
Yeah, because he's teetering on the edge of the pool.
Edge, yes. And then...
Because she runs out of bullets.
She runs out of bullets. But now, Melody picks up the fucking chainsaw and does like a goddamn Ryu tiger uppercut to his fucking chin with the roaring chainsaw, which somehow doesn't cleave his face in half, just kind of like hits him like a blunt instrument, like an uppercut, and knocks him into the pool.
Or nicks his chin like
There's
he's
no
shaving.
damage.
Like just shaving.
Yeah, like are you a fucking chainsaw who we've seen him decapitate people, sever limbs, cut people in half, impale, like, and he takes it to the fucking chin, the face, and does nothing to him except knock him into the water.
Punch. It's like a punch. Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Where he then drowns.
Yeah, he drops in the pool and sinks.
It bubbles up. He's drowned. He sinks. He's been shot like 5 times, stabbed in the stomach with a giant knife, and taken a chainsaw uppercut to the face, and then drowns. And he's still alive. How the fuck is this a thing? My God, he has never been made into a supernatural beast like a Jason Voorhees or early 80s, 90s Michael Myers was, possessed by pure evil. He was just a fucking cannibalistic dum-dum from Texas. But now he's a fucking god. Like, and he's 78 years old!
Dude, best rants you've had in a long time. That was great. Your face is beet red. I'm worried for your blood pressure right now. I'm waiting for you to have the same fucking heart attack that the old, orphanage lady had.
Oh, sorry.
Man. But bravo. Bravo. And everything you're saying, right on board with you, baby.
Here.
Woo! Take a breath.
I need it.
Dude, you're a young man compared to Leatherface. You're winded from that rant. Just think how winded he was killing all those hipsters.
I just, goddamn. So the 2 sisters get out. They get out of the theater, which is now daytime now. So apparently 12 hours have passed in the blink of 30 minutes. You're telling me that entire event happened over 12 hours?
And it's dry.
It's now dry.
After it was like a downpour.
Yeah. Again, it should still be nighttime. That did not take 12 fucking hours. It should be nighttime, but it's morning. The sun's coming up. They get in their self-driving super...
Tesla. It's a Tesla.
Yeah, I know they have. I know. Yeah. But they get in their car, and they set the autopilot on, open up the windows, or open up the skylight, and they start driving off.
Peaceful music's playing, we made it.
Crash, boom, up comes Leatherface from fucking nowhere, shatters the passenger side window, pulls Melody, the older sister, out, or friend, I think I don't fucking know, pulls her out. Lila stands up through the skylight, looks back, is like, no, as the car, bitch, turn the autopilot off.
Right?
Turn the fucking autopilot off. Hit the button and drive backwards. But no, she just lets it go as she watched Leatherface fucking takes his chainsaw, which is still somehow working, and just slices Melody's head clean off her body, holds his head up high like the fucking Predator trophy or something, as Lila drives off, in a self-driving car, and just like you have to in every Texas movie, then Leatherface goes into his little fucking
dance.
Little Leatherface dance. Dances. He's swinging the chainsaw and Melody's head around. Blackout, roll credits. That's the fucking movie. This went longer than I thought it was because this was just going to be a discussion turned into a breakdown. But fuck, god damn. Okay, moving on.
Wow, again, another mini rant there.
All right, so that's the movie. Now, when it comes down to it, it is pretty, when you really break it down, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I will say it is fast paced. It is very well paced. Very, very well paced. Because some of the earlier, like the early Texas Chainsaws are very slow.
You don't
very
get bored.
slow paced until the so yeah, it's very well paced. The gore and blood effects are amazing.
Really
Some of the best I've seen in a while. So it has that. So at least he has that going for you. Is it fun?
It depends on what your definition of
depends,
fun is.
But to me, I watched it twice. I will say, if you turn your fucking brain off and don't try to think about anything, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun ride. Just do not even try to link anything together. Don't think about all the plot holes or the continuity issues like we pointed out. Just go along for the ride, and it's
fine.
acceptable. It's a fine, fun, bloody horror.
You got a crazy guy with a chainsaw killing people.
It lives. It's in Texas, and people get massacred with a chainsaw, which
Boom.
is more than happened in Texas Chainsaw: The Next Generation,
right?
Or New Generation, or whatever it is. So in that aspect, does it succeed in what it's going for? Yes, sure. On the other hand, though, there's so many bad plot holes, so many nonsense bullshit, continuity issues, things that don't seem to add up with the other movies. And then the writing is bad. So you can argue the characters suck.
Yeah.
Leatherface doesn't really. I mean, the mask looks kind of dumb. Doesn't look good or as scary as like the one in 1974 looked better. With the patchwork, different face, it looked better. So at the end of the day, I mean, people are gonna make their own decisions. I understand the hate, but it's also not as bad as I think everybody says it.
Yeah,
is.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's a remake of a classic. Everyone's gonna have their fucking problems. And the one thing I kind of
the second remake now.
Yeah, no shit. The one thing I kind of
but it's not a remake because
it's not. It's a sequel.
It's a sequel.
Pardon me, it's a direct
sequel.
It's a sequel. The one thing I kind of wanted was a little more fun, a little more like levity, a little more of a good time. Because it's fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You expect me to believe this 76-year-old man is out there killing the shit out of all these people with a 50-year-old chainsaw that just magically works. Have a little bit of fun, loosen up a little bit. I mean, it doesn't have to be a comedy, or you don't have to have like all these wonderful. Just have a couple lines, have a couple moments of like, because it's pretty intense.
Yeah,
the movie's pretty intense. So I was high as a kite when I watched it. I took some edibles, and like I was actually halfway through. I'm like, I don't know if this was a good idea because I'm like, this is intense. It was intense. Where's the jokes? So the whole time I'm like, please give me a joke, give me a joke, give me a joke. But no, they don't give you a joke. Yeah, they don't give you a smile. They don't give you anything.
Again, that part of that goes back to the shitty characters. Because I'm granted it is fast paced, so the action starts really, and there's not a whole lot of room for any kind of character development. But there could be the character. Little character development we do have, or inside the characters, sucks and just makes them out to the annoying millennial douches. They're just annoying, stupid people. But they don't. The way they interact with themselves isn't even that fun.
No,
or joking.
That's what I'm saying.
Dante,
no one's having fun.
Yeah.
No one's having a good time.
Like the sisters, if they are sisters, they Lila is like is a depressing. Scared. I survived a school shooting. Now I'm all depressed and traumatized. A borderline might as well be goth emo character.
Yeah, totally.
And her sister is just
a bitch
with no real personality and a horrible hairstyle, by the way. And then Dante's just really, again, no personality. He's just there.
Stock
guy.
Yeah.
And then his blonde, the fiance, is in there so
Stock girl.
little.
Stock
She
girl.
doesn't do anything either. So there's no like even fun interaction with the characters before the action starts and they start dying. There is no there is no fun. Richter is like the best character,
and he's an
and
asshole.
he's the asshole who could have let everybody live and he would have
Right.
given him the fucking keys.
Yeah, he's got, I guess, the most depth, and it's about as deep as a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's a shit kicking tough guy he stands up for what he believes in. Blah blah blah. Cool.
Good old Texas good boy. Blah blah.
Yeah, you killed that old. I'm taking your keys. I'm
Yeah.
like, even though I had a problem with it, I'm still like, okay, at least it fits with the character. Because there's a little bit of character, and it kind of fits.
Yeah.
But none of the other people have any sort of development. I don't need a giant development. Just make him more human instead of, or just more.
I mean, in all the other Texas,
Don't make him so thin.
In all the other Texas Chainsaw movies I've watched recently, like none of them they don't get to the action as quickly as this one does, but there's at least some more. You see more of the relationship between the characters. There's a little bit more of them interacting with each other and talking. You get an idea that they're friends or they're this and they're this. Like some of these guys, like are Dante and Melody even friends? Or are these guys just business associates who are investing in this town? Like, Are they even friends?
We don't
like
get
you
that.
don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Why is Lila even there in the first place? She
Great
doesn't even want to
question.
be there.
Right.
Why is she there? Like it's just so I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know if I'm gonna say so bad it's scary or so bad it's good, because it depends. It really does depend on which side of the window I guess you're looking at it from.
Yeah.
I watched it twice. I will say, I will probably at the end of the day say so bad it's good, and it's worth at least one watch if you haven't watched it, because it is bloody. It's gory. The gore effects are great. It's everything you want in a horror. Really, when it comes down to a horror movie,
and it's Texas Chainsaw.
And it's Texas. Yeah. So I will say it's worth at least one watch. Just turn your brain off. Do not link it to the other movies, or try not to, and just forget everything else, and you might be able to enjoy it for what it is. That's the only thing I can think of to say about it.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you got?
I'm not gonna watch it again.
Okay.
Like I'm probably not gonna watch it.
I mean, I watched it twice now in like last 2 weeks. I'm probably good for a while. But that said, I did it because I want here's a few tidbits of information to find about the movie. First of all, the ratings, because IMDb got a 4.8 out of 10, so just 5 out of 10, 50-50.
Yeah.
It's obviously not on Amazon because it's a Netflix movie. But Rotten Tomatoes has a 34% thermometer score. Now, do you want the audience score? Do you want to guess the over or under? Higher or lower than that, do you think?
I'm going to say over.
You'd be wrong.
Ooh.
Audience score is 28%, so it's lower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some trivia facts I found out about the movie. The film was initially slated for a theatrical release back in 2021. I did not know that. But plans were scrapped after a string of disastrous test screenings. So it was subsequently then sold to Netflix, where it debuted in February. On August 24th, 2020, the initial directors and brothers Ryan and Andy Tohill split from the project during the film's first week of production in apparently Bulgaria. The duo was replaced by David Luke Garcia, who scrapped and reshot the previous footage. So
weird.
Yeah. Initially, during the development of the 2017 Leatherface movie, the producers had the film rights and intention to make 5 more Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. In April 2015, producer Krista Campbell stated that the fate of the potential sequels were largely depend on the financial and critical reception of Leatherface. So you kind of see where that went.
Yeah.
By December 2017, Lionsgate and Millennium Films had lost the film rights due to the amount of time it took to release Leatherface. And in August 2018, it is reported that Legendary Pictures entered primary negotiations to purchase the film rights to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and with the studio intending to adapt television and film installments. Sally's barn that you see her in, and the house during the introductory scene where she receives the phone call about Leatherface, apparently was set and used in Rambo: Last Blood, supposedly.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
that was okay.
Fede Alvarez spoke about the films. He's one of the writers. Spoke about the film's relation to the other sequels. Now, this seems like a half-ass answer, kind of take it for what you will. The film does not explicitly erase the continuity of them, saying when the movies do that, sometimes it feels a bit disrespectful to the other films. Some people love Texas Chainsaw 2. I love it a lot. I love a lot of things about that movie. It's so wacky and of its time. But the rest is such a mess canon-wise. I think it's up to you to decide when and how the events of the other movies happen. I think that's a cop-out answer.
Absolutely.
That's such bullshit.
Yeah.
No, you don't leave it up to, because that's just like, oh, it's whatever you want. No, I hate that. Either you make it canon and this is what it is, or it's not, and it's just saying, don't make it is, it's whatever you make it type shit. Nobody wants that. People want to know where this is in the line of these big, iconic movie franchises. They want some kind of continuity. They want a continual story. They want to connect the dots. They don't want, this messed up like Halloween 80s, 90s triple timeline shit that's going on now anymore.
But at least they pretty much tell you, completely disregard 2 and beyond. This is a direct sequel to Halloween 2018.
Yes.
I mean, they put their foot down like, nope, all that shit gone.
Yeah, but now with this one, they're being wishy-washy. They're like, whatever you want. So one of the comments that you see on the phones during the bus scene when they're streaming it live or whatever like that, supposedly some of the comments being written that you see on the phone were written by the director. My guess is the one that says this looks so fake, because that would be kind of funny.
That's funny. I did. That something we didn't mention. Yeah, when they were getting hacked up, someone like a lot of live feeds, like Facebook or Instagram feeds, were going on, and the slaughters happening. Funny.
So the road signs that show the town of Harlow as having a population of 1,974. That's actually a nod to the year 1974 when the first movie came out. And supposedly during one of the bus massacre scenes, the viewer can see both versions of Leatherface's. It says mom, but that can't be his mom, because she would have been like 90 then.
Mother figure.
Yeah, mother figure. But you can see his face both normal, her face both normal, and the skinned version flash on the bus window for a split second during the slaughter scene.
Yeah.
And lastly, just for fun, just because I had it, we're going to do the budget game.
Why not?
They spent how much? The budget game.
All right, Aaron, what is your guess for the budget for the 2022 Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Netflix?
I'm so used to doing like 80s movies. I don't know what to do. Oh, no. No, absolutely no name actors. Which you know what? I was going to mention earlier. I'm glad they have no names. I'm glad they're all new, fresh faces.
Well, I mean, technically they have done some things, but
really.
They're not big names. And I'm okay with that too in a lot of horror movies. I'd rather have I'm fine.
Maybe they can be a breakout. Maybe they can knock out of the park. Unfortunately, I don't know if anybody really did on this one. I wouldn't say they did.
No.
Not a lot of different locations. In the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm going to say $5 million.
$5 million? All right. $5 million. All right. Aaron's guess of $5 million for the budget. Is he right? Show me $5 million. Well, you didn't blow your wad. You just couldn't even get it up on this one. You need the Manscaped boner pills. Budget $20 million for this.
$20 million.
Dude, inflation, man. All those special effects, cameras, HD cams. Shit, yeah. And remember, it was originally going to be a theatrical release for a while planned, but
$20 million.
$20 million.
Wow.
Honestly, that was more than I thought too for this, but
big time.
But I guess this show is modern day price. Yeah, $20 million was the budget.
That's another thing that so many people have their fingers in the pies of anything that gets made that's on a big budget. There's going to be some sort of inspection. There needs to be this license. You need to have this union, and these people need to do that. And you got to pay extra, and you got to have this, and everyone gets their fucking little dirty little fingers in there to try and scrape as much as they can from a big budget movie. Whatever. But
all right, so that's it.
Could it have been made pretty much the same way for $5 million? Probably.
All right, so that's our discussion on Texas Chainsaw. Now we're gonna move in to some our dearly beloved. We're gonna move into our horrible horror Hall of Fame inductees for this year, and then we're gonna close out with the bracketology. So we're gonna get ready for that. So stand by. All right, and we're back. Before we move on, again, I want to just remind you guys, do another shout out for let you know about our Manscaped again. We got to do another Manscaped again.
Yeah.
So
let them know. Let them know, Marshall. Let them know that they can get a lawnmower 4.0. Let them know that they can get a crop reviver. Let them know that they can get a nose hair trimmer, the weed whacker. Let them know that they can get 2-in-1 shampoo, conditioner. Let them know you can get body wash. Let them know you can get deodorant and all that good stuff. Because, baby, it's great. Go to manscaped.com, put in the promo code MOONGOON, and save 20% with free shipping. And it does it international.
Wow. That was pretty fucking good. I don't know if I have to say anything else, but yes, definitely check them out. And don't forget to get yourself the Ultra Premium Collection, which gets all that in one. Well, not all that, but you get the deodorant, the body wash, the 2-in-1 conditioner. You get the
lotion.
The lotion, and you get the 3-pack of lip balm for free, all in one package. Get that now. Check it out.
Manscaped.com, promo code MOONGOON, 20% off, free shipping. Booyah!
There we go. Well done. All right, so first things first, we're knocking out this year's Horrible Horror Hall of Fame inductees. This year, it's going to be a smaller class because, well, one, we didn't come across any director producer inductees this year. We didn't have as much repeats with them lately as we thought we would. And same with the production companies or distribution companies. Turns out all the movies we do are from ones that are already in the Hall of Fame. We just can't find them, so we haven't come across any new ones yet, sadly. So this year's inductees are going to be in the actor and actresses category. Our first inductee is Miss Kaylee Williams.
Kaylee Williams, congratulations.
Where are we at? Where?
There it is.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kaylee Williams. She has been featured at least 4 times on this show. She was originally first appearance was back in Pork Chop 2.
Yeah.
Then Pork Chop 3D. Then she was in Mrs. Claus. And she was most recently featured in she was in Teacher Shortage. Teacher Shortage as well. So her 4 appearances made her eligible. And so based on some of those particular movies, definitely made her a candidate. And now the newest inductee. Congratulations, Kylie Williams. Your trophy's in the mail.
We always say that. It's not.
One person has got the plaque. We did send a plaque to one person. And second person being inducted into this year's Hall of Fame is Mr. Rick Irvin himself.
Yes.
This is actually our first African American inductee into our Actors Hall of Fame. But he made it only 3 appearances so far. But those 3 are some of the worst movies we've had.
And he made an impact.
A very impactful 3.
Yes.
Holy crap. He was first appeared. I don't remember which one came from, but I think he was in Crips.
Yes, he was in Crips.
Crips first. Mm-hmm. I think Crips is first. Then he was in Dark Walker, which was a terrible movie. That one made pretty far into the tournament that year.
Yeah, it did.
And he was just most recently, we saw him as Sweets. Or whatever his name was.
Sister Vampires.
And Sister Vampires, a.k.a. Vamps. He was in that. So those 3, in that movie, those 3 movies alone, that's some quality horrible work right there.
So congratulations.
Rick Irvin and your induction into the Horrible Horror Hall of Fame. Woo-hoo! So where's this clapping sound? There you go.
Good job, my friend.
Good job. Enjoy it. You have been immortalized.
You don't realize how prestigious.
Yeah, you don't understand how prestigious you are. All right, so that said, now we're going to move on to filling out our brackets.
Yes.
Here comes this is the big moment we're waiting for. So we are filling out our 2021, 2022 Horrible Horror March Movie Madness Tournament of Awfulness brackets.
And then we're just going to go ahead and preface that in previous brackets, we've had to eliminate some because there just would be too many or a movie was too good, we thought. But we had to use every single movie we had at our disposal.
Yes, for this last year.
Including watch-alongs, including some that are that we just did for fun, that were good, because we don't have we need the bodies.
We had too much. We had too much pandemic issues and time off, so we needed to fill out everybody's going to be able to fill this out properly.
Yeah, we're going all the way back to episode 217, Blood Harvest.
Blood Harvest.
To all the way up to the most recent, which was Sister Vampires.
Sister Vampires.
Yeah.
Which
Texas Chainsaw, consider yourself lucky.
But there's next year.
Yeah.
So also with this year, because of the odd numbers, what's happening is we have our Crystal Lake bracket is back. We have 2 brackets now. We have Crystal Lake and Hanfield. They're back. I'm happy for that. But each side, the top 2 seeds will get a bye in the first round. So there'll be 4 movies that Aaron and I are going to pick right now that we're going to get a straight pass into round 2, and everything else will play in the first round against each other to move on. So with that said, we have Blood Harvest. These are in no particular because these are I have these names written down on pieces of paper for random drawing later, but we have Blood Harvest, Slacks, Teacher Shortage, Sister Vampires, Blackenstein, Bride of Chucky, Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf, Chillerama, Bloody New Year, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, Christmas Evil, Black Christmas 2019, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Don't send me the hate mail. I know it's a good movie, but like we said, every movie we did had to go in.
Right.
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, Basket Case, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, Float Trip, Don't Go in the Woods, House of the Dead, Wishmaster, Killer Unicorn, Aqua Slash, Party Night, Wrestle Massacre, The Night Before Easter, Resident Evil, and Leprechaun 4 in Space. Those are all of this year's contestants or entries. Now, we have to pick 4 of those to get an automatic bye.
Okay.
Here's my
hot take. Okay.
My hot take.
What do you got?
I'm going Night Before Easter.
Totally agree.
I'm going Blackenstein.
Okay.
I was going I think Sister Vampires. And oh man, I don't maybe Rocky Horror Picture Show. No, I'm just fucking no. I don't know. Maybe Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, or
I was thinking Don't Go in the Woods.
yeah, Don't Go in the Woods. I'm sorry, yeah, Don't Go in the Woods.
I was thinking Don't Go in the Woods.
Don't Go in the Woods.
I was also leaning kind of towards House of the Dead.
House of the Dead was really bad, but I thought you ended up liking that one.
Because it was just so ridiculous.
Yeah, House of the Dead is a good choice too. So we both agree Night Before Easter
Absolutely.
is getting a bye. All right. So where do you stand on Sister Vampires?
That's pretty bad. But maybe it's because it's fresh in our minds.
It's fresh.
Yeah, but I mean, I do think.
Well, compared to what we have on the board, what else would you argue would be worse than that?
Party Night.
Party Night, really?
I didn't like Party Night.
All right, well, look at Party Night. I didn't think it was as bad as Blackenstein and Don't Go in the Woods, though. Don't Go in the Woods, I think I'll agree. You want to Don't Go in the Woods?
Yes.
Don't Go in the Woods. All right,
yeah.
so we got 2 buys. So, that leaves. So we're looking at Party Night, Blackenstein, Sister Vampires.
I'm okay with Blackenstein because boy, that movie is awful on so many levels.
Yes. All right, so there's 3 of our 4. I don't know. I don't think Party Night was as that bad.
I did not care for it.
But fuck it. You know what? Well, you pick it. You want Party Night? We'll go Party Night.
Cool.
I won't make this a big deal.
All right.
All right. So there's our 4 that are gonna get a bye. So, while I do that, I will have Aaron take the rest of the ones that are they're on paper, randomly down. He can mix them up, put them in a hat, or put them in the envelope, and we'll start pulling randomly after I get these 4 buys written down. Let's see. Round 1, first round buy was number 1 seed. Which one should be a number 1 seed? Night Before Easter, Blackenstein, Don't Go in the Woods, or Party Night? Crystal Lakeside, who's the number 1 seed?
I would say probably Blackenstein.
Blackenstein?
And Don't Go in the Woods are your top seeds, you know.
So okay, on Chris, we need top seed and Crystal Lake. You thinking Blackenstein?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do Blackenstein as number 1 seed on Crystal Lake. Blackenstein. All right. So I don't need that anymore. And then a number 1 seed on Haddonfield. You want
Don't Go in the Woods.
Don't Go in the Woods
Yeah.
is the other. Okay, we'll do that. Don't Go in the Woods. Don't Go in the Woods. All right, number 1 seed on Haddonfield. So that leaves Party Night and Don't Go. Oh no, Party Night and Night Before Easter as our 2 seeds. Let's see. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put. Oh, they're going to be opposite. So I'm gonna put Night Before Easter on Crystal Lake.
Okay.
We'll put Night Before Easter down here's at number 2 seed. Night Before Easter. And then that means Party Night is our number 2 seed on Haddonfield.
Perfect.
All right, so there's our buys. We got those taken care of. They are done and out. Great. So now what we do, also guys, for you at home, if you want to fill out your own bracket, this is always fun to do that. Fill it out, play along at home, and see if how you stack up with the votes. All right, so round 1
right.
of Crystal Lake, we need two movies picked at random.
So I'm doing my random drawing here. All right. So first one is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Oh boy, starting off strong. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2
versus.
Hold on, let me write Halloween 2. All right, versus
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, that's gonna be a slaughter.
Right.
Rocky Horror. All right, yeah, that's man, that sucks. So that means Blackenstein and Rob Zombies 2 are gonna go up in the second round. They're both terrible.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I wonder who's gonna that's gonna be a good.
I hate that so much because both those deserve to go further.
It's
anyway,
it's random.
I know it's
yeah.
random. This is what I hate. I kind of hate the random, but yeah, I get it. But it's what makes it fair. So all right, round 2 or not round second matchup. Of
Second
round
matchup is Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare.
All right, Freddy's Dead
versus.
Hold on, Freddy's Dead versus
Sister Vampires.
Ooh, Sister Vampires. Another man, vampires. All right. Next 2.
All right. Next up, we have Christmas Evil.
Christmas Evil. Let me just put Xmas Evil. Shorter. Xmas Evil versus
Killer Unicorn.
Killer Unicorn. Okay. Unicorn. All right. Next 2.
Next 2, we got Bride of Chucky.
Bride of Chucky. All right.
Taking on another franchise.
Oh.
Hellbound, Hellraiser 2.
All right.
So battle of franchises.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one. I kind of like that matchup.
Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. All right. That is an yeah. Hellraiser 2.
That's a tough one. You know, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We got 2 more and we close out Crystal Lake then.
Okay. So last one here.
Well, no, we have 2 more
pardon me.
matchups.
Okay.
So 4 total.
Next matchup.
Yeah.
Howling 2.
Howling 2.
Your sister's a werewolf. Versus.
Howling 2. All right.
Another franchise.
Oh, man.
Leprechaun 4. Leprechaun in space. Man, like this is the battle of franchises.
Yeah, it is. Jesus Christ. Leprechaun 4 in space. Okay. These are the last. This closes out Crystal Lake.
All right. So now we're going to Haddonfield.
No.
Pardon me. This next one
This one closes out.
All right. So what we have next is Float Trip.
Float Trip.
Oh, that fucking movie. You liked it.
It was nice and short and it was local. It's trying to.
So we have Float Trip taking on Chillerama.
Chillerama. Okay. Chillerama. That closes out Crystal Lake. Now we start with the Haddonfield side.
All right. You ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
Y'all ready for this?
Y'all ready for this?
Bloody New Year.
Bloody New Year. Oh, man. Okay. I don't like that either, being New Year. I can't write New Year.
For some reason, I'm having trouble thinking what Bloody New Year was.
Oh, my God. That was that insane one with the carnies and the island and the ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, everything came to life.
Oh, yeah. That was weird.
So weird.
Taking on Slacks.
Slacks. All right. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of Don't Go in the Woods and Bloody New Year going up against each other in round 2. Because, again, I don't know. But anyway, all right. Next two.
Okay, next one, House of the Dead.
House of the Dead.
Taking on
House of the Dead.
Wishmaster.
Wishmaster. Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Next one.
Next matchup is Black Christmas 2019.
Black Xmas 2019.
Taking on
2019. Okay.
Wrestle Massacre.
Massacre. That was a silly, fun movie.
That was.
All right.
All right. Next up, we have Aqua Slash.
Oops, that's an A. I need A, not a Q. Aqua Slash. All right.
Taking on Silent Night, Deadly Night 5.
Silent
One of my
Night,
favorite
Deadly
pleasant
Night
surprises.
5. Yeah,
You know?
it
Yeah.
really was. It turned out to be much better than I thought it
So
would.
much fun.
Because after 3 and 4, I was like, it just was going down, down, down. I was like,
how much
further
can we go?
And it just
then,
went up.
boom, just the bounce. Just
Ended that on
bounce.
a high note.
Yeah.
All right. Next two.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. Okay.
Taking on Blood Harvest. Tiny Tim himself.
Yep. That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because Resident Evil, people are going to know and hate just because of them. They know that one.
Right.
But enough people are going to have seen Blood Harvest to give it a fair
Right,
chance.
exactly.
Because it's a bad movie, but it's also weird.
I think I kind of liked it. I don't know.
It's weird. Yeah, I
Yeah,
kind of like it,
yeah.
but it's fucking weird.
It is, yeah.
It's a weird one. All right. This is our last matchup in Handfield. This closes out the bracket for this year.
Last one, Teacher Shortage.
Teacher shortage.
Taking
hold
on-
Wait, teacher shortage. I have to write this stuff down. And here's the last one. What do we got?
Basket Case.
Basket case. All right. Basket case. All right, there it is. There is our bracket. So let's review this real quick. Like I said, we have our first round bye, Blackenstein's getting by. So at Crystal Lake, our first matchup will be Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 versus Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I think that's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer. We're going to have Halloween moving on, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Then we have Freddy's Dead versus Sister Vampires.
I think Sister Vampires will move on.
I think Sister Vampires will move on there too. Then move on with Christmas Evil taking on Killer Unicorn.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
This one. Now we're gonna start getting a little interesting. Again, Christmas Evil might have the more of the popular, like more people probably have seen it. It's a little more. It's still an obscure Christmas horror movie, but it's probably more easy rival than Killer Unicorn.
Killer Unicorn is it's a gay film.
Gay
It's a
horror movie,
gay
yeah.
horror movie. Basically made for the gay community
Yes.
for the most part. So it's a little more niche. Yeah.
But it was, yeah, I don't know. Then we have Bride of Chucky taking on Hellbound, Hellraiser 2.
That one's gonna be tough.
That is gonna be tough.
That one's gonna
because
be tough.
They're both
Pretty good.
Both pretty good in their
Yeah.
weird ways.
Yeah, they're both pretty good, and to be perfectly
But Bride of
honest,
Chucky was just fun.
right?
Hellraiser 2 is fucking weird.
But
It's
like
good, but
weird.
it's
good weird.
It's like two different
yeah,
goods.
Two totally
Or
different
bad. It's how you look at it. Because Hellraiser 2 could be considered like it's fucking
Yeah.
weird and bad.
totally different frequencies.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting
Yeah.
where the vote goes on that one. Then we have Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf, taking on Leprechaun 4 in Space.
Again, it's different
gonna be-
wavelengths.
yeah. Who?
I mean,
I don't know. We go
Leprechaun in space, they know they're fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? They beat you about the head and shoulders of how ridiculous they are. I mean, Leprechaun comes off a guy's dick. You know?
there. That's right.
So
I forgot about that.
they are and like the weird robot android guy. I mean,
Scorpion
yeah,
robot thing. Yeah,
it's
so weird.
so ridiculous, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And stupid. Whereas Howling 2, they kind of came out the gate like they might be serious, but then it just gets so ridiculous. You're like, this movie's awesome.
Yeah.
Total different vibes again.
Totally, yeah, that's gonna be an interesting split. And then we close it out with Float Trip versus Chillerama. I'm pretty
feel
sure
like Float Trip's gonna move
Float
on.
Trip will move
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And then the other bye at that is Night Before Easter.
Right.
So we move on to Haddonfield. Our first round bye there is Don't Go in the Woods So the first matchup then is Bloody New Year taking on Slacks.
I think Bloody New Year will move on.
I think it will move on.
Slacks was pretty good, kind
Slacks
of original.
Is
yeah,
original. It was well made.
right.
It's a weird fucking premise, but it's well made. Bloody New Year though, it's a terrible movie, but I fucking loved it.
So
it's
bananas.
So weird and out there. That's like I couldn't help but love it. So it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Like it deserves.
Oh,
to
I
move
know.
On. It deserves to move on, but I hope it doesn't. Like it shouldn't. But Bloody New Year will probably move on. Then we have House of the Dead versus Wishmaster. I don't think House of the Dead. I would think.
Yeah.
Black Christmas 2019 versus Wrestle Massacre.
I think Black Christmas 29
I think
will move on. Yeah.
I think so too. Unless it just gets the, well, it should get the popular vote because not people probably haven't seen Wrestle Massacre.
Right. And come on, Wrestle Massacre, great name.
Right. Yeah.
Just the name alone, it's like, that's got to be better.
Yeah. Next, Aqua Slash versus Silent Night, Deadly Night 5.
Aqua Slash is moving
I
on.
would, again, I don't know if enough people have seen it, but I would.
So bad.
Not to bias anybody's vote, but I would vote for Aqua Slash too.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't know if enough people have seen Aqua Slash to judge it.
Such a dumb movie.
Yeah, it was a very.
So
That was one of my biggest disappointments.
It was such a great idea.
Yes, that's like a slasher movie at a water park. This is gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
And it was not a slasher at all. There was horrible, and it was like basically just all came around like one big
scene at the end.
One scene at the end, and
where it's just one
thing
tube that a bunch of morons keep going down,
yeah,
and just getting slacked up into pieces. I'm like, when are they gonna learn not to go down this far?
Just stop.
Stupid.
Just stop going down the tube. Yeah, like fucking lemmings.
They should have called it Aqua Slash the Lemmings.
Then we have Resident Evil versus Blood Harvest. Again, Blood. It's so I don't know if people have seen it, and it's so weird.
Yeah,
Resident Evil. We have the battle of it. Yes, everybody knows it's most people hate it, but it was a big budget, big studio, a lot of money.
And oddly, still has a kind of a special place in my heart.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a bad movie, but it's got good acting for the most part. I mean.
Michelle Rodriguez, the entire doing nothing.
But the guy who played Joe Carroll from The Following, I keep forgetting that guy fucking kills it.
Yeah.
I mean he's great.
Yeah,
and Gila Jovovich,
Mila Jovovich,
she does okay. Yeah, she's fine. So it's a tough one.
Yeah.
I personally, I'd say Blood Harvest moves on.
It might, and honestly, I can't really be upset at either one of them.
Yeah.
Both of them could justifiably move on.
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm okay.
If I'm voting Blood Harvest.
See, I might vote Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I don't know, because Blood Harvest, it sucks, but it's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And I mean, come on, Tiny Tim is a clown and singing and dancing. I think the one girl was like naked like the entire time.
Yeah, that's right. That is pretty cool.
And then we close out Haddonfield with Teacher Shortage versus Basket Case. Again, Basket Case is infamously bad. It's reached that cult classic level
status. Yeah.
So I think people are gonna be buying it's like, oh no, Basket Case is good because even though it's terrible,
it's a terrible movie. But
Teacher Shortage was also bad though.
So bad.
But at least I don't know. At least it was more of a slasher. But they both suck. They both suck. So again, that one could go either way. And then our last buy is Party Night. Is the other one who gets the buy on Hanfield. And that is this year's bracket.
Yeah.
So with that said, voting for this should probably be up by the time you're listening to this. Voting should be live on our Instagram page. You go there and you vote for whichever pairing is up at that time. You'll be able to vote for, we'll start with Crystal Lake. So the first vote, which should be for Halloween 2 versus Rocky Horror, which I don't know if that's the best one to start with because people are going to hate us seeing Rocky Horror in there. But that we just go down the line.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So we'll do with Halloween 2, Rocky Horror, and then Frey's Dead and Sister Vampires will be the first ones to vote on. And we'll go just down the line, do the first round of both sides, and then we'll come back and read the results, and we move on to the next round and so on until we crown our champion like we do every year. That said, guys, thank you so much for listening. This is a little different episode. Next episode, no, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying anything. I know
jinx
what
us. Don't
I know
jinx
what
us,
it should be.
motherfucker.
I know what it's supposed to be. And I ain't saying anything. But yes, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed our little talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And our formation of the brackets.
Yeah, and our formation of brackets. So check it out. If you, we'll probably follow up for bonus stuff with that on Patreon. If you want to support us, you can check us out on Patreon, where we'll probably post some more results of the brackets.
And thank you to all our Patreon members. Thank you so
our
much.
loyal ones that have stuck with us.
And also people who listen to us, thank you so much. We don't say that enough, I think. I don't think we say thank you so much for listening. If you're not going to be a Patreon member, if you're not going to subscribe, at least tell somebody about it. Let people know that we're out here, we're having fun. And thank you again for listening.
Yep. And also, you can always, if you don't want to go to Patreon, just go to manscaped.com, purchase something, use our promo code MoonGoon.
That'll help us a lot.
For 20% off and free shipping. That helps. But all right, guys, thank you so much. We're going to get out of here for this week. We'll be back in the near future. So in the meantime, you know what to do. Watch more horror movies. And remember to always keep it tight. Whoop.